We could lose science if publishers go bankrupt.
Well, that would be if the people in charge of these journals were actually, or these publishers were actually interested in science as the pursuit of human knowledge.
Do you know, have any journals gone under, and have we lost the information from them?
Google creates the Bermuda Triangle of Wi-Fi.
Hey, do you think all these big sheets of metal might impact the Wi-Fi or other like radio signals here? Are there like mitigations? There's got to be like fairly easy mitigations to this.
Hello, how the tech are you? This is our weekly tech show on Echoplex Media. I'm historian Matt. I'm a co-producer and a co-host on this show. And I'm going to jump right into my first story. And this one's a little bit scary, but basically we could lose science if publishers go bankrupt. Basically, it used to be that libraries would keep paper copies of journals everywhere, and, multiple libraries would, each have their own copy and distribute it all over the place. So you'd have a lot of redundancy. Things would be fine. But now most of these, science publishers are moving everything online. And since, these, online websites aren't really archived or mirrored anywhere, they're basically behind paywalls. If a publisher goes bankrupt, these journals could become inaccessible or even lost completely. The article that I linked to goes into a lot more detail, but that's basically it. We could lose a lot of science or lose access to a lot of science if these publishers go bankrupt. What do you guys think?
Yeah, very not great. I'm really surprised that they're not backed up.
So
I would think that there would be some organization whose sole purpose would be to like archive all these scientific papers. Does that not exist?
So from what I can tell, there are methods that they can use to archive, but of course these scientific journals are, worried about making money. So everything's behind a paywall and they don't want to give it out to somewhere that people can get around their paywall, basically. And from what I can tell, the bigger companies, the bigger publishers do have a method of archiving and can, if they go out of business or go bankrupt, it's not as big a deal. There's redundancy there for the big publishers. The issue is like these smaller publishers that if they go bankrupt, a lot of them are not taking the necessary steps to archive their stuff or, make backups of their anywhere. So all of their journals could be lost.
So I would think if they're about to go under, that most of these smaller publishers would just dump the data somewhere.
Maybe. I mean, sometimes that happens. Sometimes that doesn't, though.
Because they're about to go bankrupt. It's not like they can monetize it anymore. So I can't imagine them not just putting it somewhere, like on archive.org or something.
Yeah.
Well, that would be if the people in charge of these journals were actually, or these publishers were actually interested in science as the pursuit of human knowledge. I feel like, this kind of shows that a lot of them are more interested in profit than they are in like science. If they're worried about like another place backing up their stuff, which might allow someone to bypass their paywall.
Maybe. I mean, somebody within the organization, even like going rogue or whatever, dumping all the data, or somebody's going to have access to it, like whoever their web host is. The data is not just, it doesn't just disappear immediately after the journal goes out of business. There's got to be some way to get around this. And I concerned necessarily that all the data will be gone. The bigger concern is that, if it gets dumped somewhere, it's going to be hard to find. Like, I don't know if it all gets dumped in a zip file onto archive.org. Well, but now you're looking for something specific. Well, you have no idea what's in the zip file that got dumped onto archive.org, or, maybe HK backs it up on his server array, or, whatever it is. Like you may not be able to search it as easily or find it as easily in whatever archived format might come, because especially if somebody's like in a hurry, not supposed to be doing it, they might just take the entire content of the web server, put it in a tarball or something and stick it somewhere, and then like how the hell is anybody going to find any of the information in it without extracting it and then searching it? So have any journals, Matt, do you know, have any journals gone under, and have we lost the information from them?
Not that I'm aware of, and it didn't seem to be in the article itself. This is more of a warning, and there was some study on these journals that this article is basically reporting on, that it could happen, and it's a problem, but it seems to be limited to the smaller publishers. But I mean, yeah, you could think of like a little mini dark ages if we lose a bunch of science.
Yeah, like I said, I can't imagine, maybe not the people that run the organization, but even just the webmaster going, uh-oh, this website's going to go down. I should download all this stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
somebody inside of that organization with access is going to care enough, I think, in almost all these cases to want to get the information. But then are they technically stealing it? Are they criminally liable, civilly liable? Like, are they taking risks that they shouldn't be taking? Are they going to end up getting Aaron Swartzed? Like who knows what could happen here?
You know,
that's wild. What do you got next, Matt?
So my next one's a little more fun, and that is basically Google creates the Bermuda Triangle of Wi-Fi. And what am I talking about? So basically Google has the Google Domes, which are these new buildings that Google has built. They call them the Bayview campus for Google. And the shape of these domes are causing problems for the Wi-Fi. So the domes are shaped well like domes, kind of. That's what we called them when I was actually working at Google. I think they finished one while I was there. But the domes themselves, like, they're not just like a regular dome, but they have like these swooping sheets of metal, as they call it, that look kind of tent-like. It'll make sense if you see them. So it's big sheets of metal for the roof and then some glass in between. But the shape of these big metal sheets seem to be redirecting the Wi-Fi signals in such a way as to basically dampen their range. And, that's kind of a problem for a tech company who is trying to get their employees back to the office. Going back to the office with bad Wi-Fi. What do you guys think?
Run Ethernet.
Yeah.
Yep, that would be an issue.
That's what they said is happening. Everybody's kind of, trying to find Ethernet ports to connect directly to, because the Wi-Fi signal is so bad.
When I was there, the laptop they gave me did not have an Ethernet port.
No, I mean, I could do it on my the desktop, right? It had a Ethernet port. I think the laptop I had didn't have an Ethernet port, but I may have had a dongle or could have gotten one that would allow me to plug in.
Yeah, you can live that dongle life.
Yeah.
This is because that's convenient. These are so convenient. They're so slim.
What if we shared a dongle under the dome?
This is really funny because it's like this is supposed to be like one of the like the genius factories of our world, and nobody was like, hey, do you think all these big sheets of metal might impact the Wi-Fi or other like radio signals here? I would think that when you design an like an office park or whatever, that most people that do that would consider things like, is all of our equipment going to work in this building?
Right. Yeah, you'd think like, I guess they just, paid some architect to make a strange looking building, right? Or supposed to be a good looking building. I don't know about that, but they didn't really take into consideration its effects.
Are there like mitigations? There's got to be like easy, like fairly easy mitigations to this. This is not like,
I don't know. Apparently they've done some work to make it better, but it doesn't seem to be completely fixed.
Probably just more access points.
And maybe just adding more access points.
Fun stuff. I love that the world's smartest people can't get their Wi-Fi to work in their new building. This is amazing. This is fantastic. Good stuff. Good stuff. Google. Fantastic.
That's all I got.
That would be like really frustrating, right? Like it's like your first day, and you're like, you just got hired. You're like, I am a senior software engineer. Why do I have to call the help desk because I can't get a Wi-Fi signal?
Yeah. You're
like, this seems embarrassing. You would think that it might be, the person might be like, this is embarrassing. I can't believe I'm calling you, but my Wi-Fi keeps dropping on the machine they gave me.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. When I wasn't just at Google, but other places that I worked, other tech companies, like, you have a laptop and you go around all over the place using it. Like, it's not just like you're sitting at your desk all the time and can plug in. You're going to be in places and conference rooms that probably aren't going to have places to plug in, even at port or something, or somebody's random desk because you want to show them what's something on your computer or something like that. It's really useful to have Wi-Fi. When
I was working at Google, LinkedIn, and Facebook, I never used my desktop. At Facebook, I didn't even have a desktop, but at Google and LinkedIn, they gave me a desktop, and I just never used it. I was like, I don't want to take my laptop and then like have to switch context if I was working on my desktop when I like go to a meeting. I want to just have like the continuation of what I was doing. So like, of course I'm going to work on my laptop at my desk.
Not if it doesn't have an Ethernet port and there's no Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Maybe they're trying to force
Yeah.
people to use their desktops.
Laptops are pretty, or Wi-Fi is pretty important in an office like Google.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is pretty funny. I think they'll be able to mitigate this pretty quickly. I don't think it'll be a problem. I think they'll find the dead spots and just be able to just add access
probably
points, repeaters.
Add some more access points, but it's just funny that Google of all places this would happen.
They could give everybody these ridiculous USB wireless things that have like 6-inch antennas on them. That would fix it all. You're just walking around with your laptop with this, in your other hand you have this Wi-Fi, this USB Wi-Fi thing that looks like a. It looks
They
like, it looks
issue
like a radio
everybody-
Funny ears, you're like trying to get a good signal.
You got like a radio transmitter in one hand and the laptop in the other.
They issue everybody a Pringles can to attach to their Wi-Fi.
just point this at the nearest access point. It should
Yeah,
be
just
fine.
put it to the nearest point. Yeah.
That has been How the Tech Are You? This is our weekly show we put out in segments on YouTube, and we also put it out as a podcast, which you can find at echoplexmedia.com, along with all our other podcasts. You can also support us at patreon.com/echoplex and eplex.store. Remember to like and subscribe, and another video for you will be right up on the screen right here. Have a great tech and week.